One of the ways that I've tied together world geography and world history, because I only have one semester to teach each of them, which is almost impossible to teach world history in a semester. And so I like to try to combine the two so I can maximize what students learn in world history. So as part of that, we've combined one of the world geography standards and one of the world history standards, and it's ancient civilizations and modern sustainability. And so what we do is we combine those first civilizations, that first agricultural revolution, and we look at those needs that every human needs, whether it was 1,000 years ago during the Neolithic Revolution, or Paleolithic era for that matter, and today. And we see what we have in common with the people who lived thousands of years ago. And then we think about, well, what did they do differently than what we do? And how come our life is so much more different than theirs? And when they started building civilizations. When we look at ancient civilizations and we compare those cities to our cities today, we have a lot of the same basic elements. Then we look at how civilizations could grow and how they build on each other through innovation. We build on the innovations that came before us. They are tasked to come up with something that will close the gap between our current lifestyle and sustainable living. And so they can come up with any service or product to help fulfill that need, close that gap. They work together to research, design, develop, and prototype their product or service. They have to advertise, and they have to look at the economic impact of how much it will cost and what they can do to reproduce it. I've had many students struggle, but it became a productive struggle. And some of the projects that students developed were amazing. We have the solar powered nightlight. We have water filters that they developed. We also have gardens in a box where they connected it to their model United Nations country in Africa. And they said, well, what can we grow there? They had to do the research of what they could grow there, what could be mailed, because they realized that not all agricultural products could be mailed, and how they were going to fund it. And so in another project, Garden in a Box, students decided to take the TOMS model, and if somebody here locally buys a garden in a box, it pays for one to send to another country that might need those products like that garden supplies. Students were able to find many creative ways to work together and to use their skills in ways that were fun, but also meaningful to them, that they could be creative in how they thought and worked together. Students were able to see that their work makes a difference.
That's cool. Solar powered fan. I had some groups last year talk about doing this project.
Did you know that the United States approximately uses over 75,000 gallons of oil every day just for the transportation of bagels from factories to marketplaces all over the US? That's enough oil to fill more than 75 donut carts or fill over 82,000.
Students were able to feel empowered by all of the different skills that they were able to utilize. Some had more skills in the video area where they were able to create a PSA advertising their product or service, while others had more skills with building the prototype. So students in those teams worked on the prototype and built that. And it was really a great way for students to come together in a way that utilized technology in many different forms. They were able to personalize their projects in ways that were meaningful to them.